Welcome to round 10 of the 500cc World Motocross Championship. The Citadel circuit at Namur is once again the venue of the Belgian Grand Prix. The course, which is situated around the fortress overlooking the city, is certainly the most dangerous Grand Prix circuit in the world. With the track running through the trees, there's no room for error, as one mistake could spell disaster. Some of the track is actually on tarmac road, or even worse, cobblestones, and a fall on these surfaces would leave a rider with more than just bruises. Here we can see some polystyrene slabs up against the wall to protect the riders as they start to climb the long steep hill that ultimately leads to the stadium. These public roads have to be closed before racing can take place. This part of the circuit passes the most famous bar in the world of motocross. Former world champion Håkan Kohlqvist once stopped here for a beer whilst leading the race, then continued to take the victory. Some parts of the circuit are also very narrow, with concrete wall on one side and a sheer drop on the other, protected by just a wooden fence, which certainly doesn't look capable of stopping a motocrosser in full flight. The fans flock to Namur in their thousands from all over Europe, but especially from Britain, to enjoy the party atmosphere and camp beside the circuit of the world's most prestigious Grand Prix. Paul Malin, trying to enjoy a quiet meal, has to take a bow for the rowdy British fans who are just beginning to party. So this is race day. The Grand Prix riders have had their early morning practice and are about to ride down into the stadium to start the time training session. This will determine the order that they come to the start gate for both heats. Kawasaki's works rider number 11 Paul Malin was third fastest. And 3 times world champion Dave Thorpe, also on a Kawasaki, was second. But current World Championship leader Jobe Joel on a Honda set the fastest time, and less than 1 second separates all 3. With the temperature in the high 70s, the crowd settle and look forward to some good racing. Meanwhile, Kurt Nickel, back on the Grand Prix scene as a spectator while recovering from injury, shares a joke with Paul Malin. Ronnie Woostenrad must feel confident after setting fastest time in his qualifying group and 4th fastest in this morning's time training. With the first 4-stroke to qualify in several years, Walter Bartolini managed a very respectable 18th on his Husaberg. He's certainly setting the world alight with his recent results and currently lies in 20th position in the World Championship. With only a few minutes to go, most of the riders are trying to keep out of the midday sun, and after his recent run of bad luck, Billy Lyles must surely hope to score some good points here today. Tempers flared when Mervyn Anstey's bike arrived after the Parc Fermé had closed, and he was excluded from the first race. Second fastest in time training, Dave Thorpe gets a good luck kiss from his wife, Sharon. The riders come to the line then, and we hand you over to our race commentator, Kenny Kay.
Well, the current championship leader, the Belgian Jobe, comes up onto the line, no doubt, preparing to keep his home fans extremely happy with a good result in this first moto. The young Brit, 7th in the championship, coming here today, Paul Malin, number 11. David Thorpe, the former world champion, there with Dirk Gherkins, number 3, and Ronnie Woostenrad, number 85 on the other side. And that's Arto Pantella, number 16 on the Honda, on their left-hand side. The main challenge man here, he is number 4, Jacky Martens. A little bit of gardening going on as the spectators and us alike wait for that gate to drop to the start of Heat 1 up this Grand Prix here at Namur. The gate drops, they're away into that first corner. Who will it be? Jobe and Martens neck and neck, but it's Jobe, and Martens has taken the inside line, pushing Jobe out, but has let the young Brit Paul Malin through number 11 on the inside. So it's Malin that leads out of that second corner. As the rest of the pack come through, there's a whole heap of riders And there's one or two agitated riders in there as well, as you can well see. But there he is, the young British rider, 7th, as we said, coming into this championship in the lead, with Jacky Martens in 2nd place. Behind Martens, it's Pantilla at the moment. The whole field already beginning to string out as we look back for Gherkins, and there he is. Jobe was through as well. Thorpe is going through. The tension already beginning to mount. There's Bartolini on the Husselberg, the 4-stroke. Dust beginning to fly. Heavy watering of this Namur circuit was carried out earlier on, but just not enough in this sweltering 80 degrees. Malin, Martins, number 4 on the KTM. Pantilla, number 16. Great ride for him so far. Then it's Boonen, Johan Boonen, 23, riding the Kurt Nickel KTM. The rest of the pack come through. There is Jobe, there is Lyles, there's Thorpe behind Lyles. Already beginning to string out, but at the moment, at the front and in command is the Brit. Martin's chasing him in 2nd place. Pantilla still there in 3rd. The heat will no doubt take its toll on these riders as they go through. Boonen, 23. Crowd slightly subdued at the moment. They cheer there. There's Jobe, the championship leader, former 500cc world champion, looking to make it 2. Lyles is in there as well. There's Thorpe behind him, the 2 Kawasaki riders. Gherkins was through as well. Malin comes through to the cheers of the British contingent. Martin's coming through as well. This really is some hot stuff. Pantilla holding his own there in 3rd. Boonen, 23, will be looking back, and here he is. You can hear the crowd cheer, the local ace, as your Jobe went through number 14. Lyles is there, still got Thorpe behind him. Thorpe has been here before, he's won before, he knows the track. The famous cafe where Hark and Carquest stopped for that beer some years back, as the Brit goes through to the cheers of the British fans. Just look at them, hoist these bikes up over this jump. They must be doing 60 or more miles per hour. Pantilla, 16, still there onto the tarmac. Here comes Jobe, look at the Belgians go. The fans getting behind their local ace. Boonen dropping back now to Jobe, into 4th. They wait expectantly, looking for Thorpe, and you can tell that he's coming because he's behind Lyles. The Brits go mad, Thorpe goes mad, they're over the jump, flat out in top gear. This is exciting stuff. The atmosphere always here at Namur, something that has to be experienced to be believed. There's one of the Brits, 34, that's Wheeler, young Brian Wheeler, having a great ride. Looking back behind Wheeler for the rest of the riders. They come through, there's that tarmac section. The British fans going mad. They come here in their thousands, but the thing is, will they come back next year, we wonder. The rest come through. We're looking down the field to see who indeed will emerge down that hill first. One after another as they cheer. There's a Brit. There's a Brit in there somewhere. Number 19, that must have been Gerard Smith going through. Just listen to them sing. This is Namur, the Cup final of motocross. And we wait, hushed. It's Malin still. Paul Malin, the young 19-year-old Derbyshire rider. Martins is still there, number 4 behind him. Who will it be down next? It's still Pantilla. Jobe behind him. Jobe beginning to close on Pantilla. We could see something happen before the end of this race. Where's Thorpe? There's Lyles. Thorpe should be next. And he's in there. Thorpe is there. We so dearly want to see David Thorpe pull off some of his former glory here. And there's Martins. I think we've seen a change at the front. Yes, indeed, Malin has dropped back to 2nd place, making an uncharacteristic mistake in the whoops on the downhill, and young Malin dropped the bike, letting Martins through. Jobe up into 3rd. There's your 4th place man, Pantilla. Lyles behind him in 5th, number 6, the American. Then it's Thorpe, number 5. And the checkered flag goes out to Jacky Martens, number 4. And the parade lap from the top 3. So we wait now, as all the spectators do, for the riders to come down onto the line for Moto 2. Bearing in mind that currently leading at the moment is Jobe, after finishing 3rd in that first outing. That's Jeremy Watley, one of the British riders, number 55 on the Action Workshop Kawasaki. And that's Gerard Smith there giving us the thumbs up. And we've got a little bit of a panic here. 5 minutes to go before they have to leave the Parc Fermé. And Johan Boonen, well, that's actually one of Kurt Nichols' Grand Prix bikes, have discovered that there seems to be a split in the exhaust system. So it's a bit of rapid spanner work. And, well, probably this is a lesson to all of you, how to remove a KTM exhaust system very, very quickly. Kick it, and it will come off. And it did. Well, he seems totally unconcerned as young Boonen. He stands there, takes a sup of water and shades himself from the sun. It's 80 degrees out there at the moment, so obviously it's very hot for these riders as they just make those running repairs. Mechanics in there working feverishly away with the spanners, get the side panel back on, and Boonen will be fit to go out on the track. Young Paul Malin, second in that first outing after leading for most of the race, gets a little bit of water down the back from team manager Alec Wright, the guru of British motocross. Well, Mervyn Anstey missed the first race. He was too late to the Parc Fermé, and he was in such a rush to get there on the second moto that he forgot to fill the bike up with fuel. George Jobe there with wife and, well, I'm not sure what they're discussing, whether it's the shopping list for tomorrow or the household budget, but they're certainly in some form of deep discussion. Well, all sorted out. There is a familiar sight. George Jobe psyching himself up for the start of Moto 2. Well, he comes onto the line. Jobe lines up that Eric Gabor's Honda. And there's Blue Eyes himself, the 19-year-old Derbyshire lad, Paul Malin. Watley there with number 9, Kurt Lundqvist. David Thorpe making final preparations with Arto Pantilla, who got such a flyer in that first race. Well, there's Gherkins. Now that's the face of a man that's determined to win not just this race, but a world championship. Joel Smets to him, number 46, there beside him, puts his goggles on. You can see Martins on the other side of those two. There's Billy Lyles, number 6, as they prepare for the start of Heat 2 here at the Belgium Grand Prix at Namur. The pressure is on, the atmosphere mounts, the gate will drop, and it does. They're away. Oh dear, we've got a crash there. That's Gherkins and Lyles crashing together. Number 3, Dirk Gherkins. Lyles gets away, and it's Malin that leads from the 4-stroke Hussenberg of Walter Bartolini. Good God. A 4-stroke, no one would ever believe that a 4-stroke could be in second off the grid at a 500 Grand Prix. You show the 2 strokes. Go on, Walter. Looking back now, we're waiting to see where... Well, there's David Thorpe. He's had a coming together with somebody on that first corner. Well, he's way down the leaderboard now. Gherkin's going through. And where's Lyles? He was in front of Gherkin. There's Lyles. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. It's all happening here at Namur at the moment. Crowd look on. Here is Malin and Jobe takes the outside. He's got him. Tremendous bit of riding from Jobe. Well, the 4-stroke Bartolini Martins went through there. Just look at these riders streaming through. Well, that's Jeremy Watley. Let's look back. Number 7, Keith van der Ven is in there as well, the sound specialist. It's so difficult to sort these lads out there, so close together here in the sand in Belgium. But looking back down the pack, pick up some familiar faces as they come through. There's Thorpe. He had a terrible start, David Thorpe, former 3-time 500 world champion. Down through the dust they all go. And here we go. It's Jobe that leads. Malin there in second. Almost a reversal of the first race, but Jobe, of course, finished third. There's Martins in third, so those top 3 are there again. Number 9 going through, Lundqvist, chased by Bartolini. Just heard the sound of that 4-stroke. Listen to it. Chased then by 13, Joe Martins. Then it's Watley on. Watley injured his ankle in the first outing and was to retire from this race after around 5 laps, which was a great shame. Over that tabletop they go. Just look at the height and the distance. They hit that at full bore. Thorpe there again. After his successes in Germany, David Thorpe obviously on a high. Rest of the pack coming through. So quick, difficult to distinguish them as they do indeed. Lyles, remember, riding without a front brake. I don't envy him that task, not around this circuit. The fans go wild at the side. And just look at this, aerial dogfight between Jobe and Malin. May the best pilot win. Martin sits back and waits for those two to make a mistake. Look at the crowd, they are going mad. They travel from far and wide to be here at Namur. Number 9, Lundqvist. Look back, Bartolini loud. You don't often see people do that with a 4-stroke. 13, Martins behind him, that's Joe Martens. Watley's still in there and still charging. Anstey went through. Oof, that was not the way to do the tabletop. Look at the height they get. Styling the bikes as they come over for the crowds. Spectacular stuff. You've got to be there to believe it. The rest come through, dicing for those precious points, and Jobe at the moment looking at 20. 20 points from this race. Malin there in second, looking at 17 points. That will go with his 17 points from the first outing. Lundqvist is still in there as well, scoring valuable points. Bartolini, 20th in the world before today, on the 4-stroke. Behind him, Kees van der Ven, number 7. The rest come through, all scrapping for those extra points. But Jobe will be taking a 15 and a 20. Martins is still back there in third. Malin is still there, and here he is in second, number 11. From Belgium here, next they go on to Luxembourg for the next round of the 500 Grand Prix. And Jacky Martens, number 4, will be hoping for an even better result. Number 9 coming through, Lundqvist is still in there on the Honda and battling hard. He won't give up. Chasing behind him, number 13, that's Joe Martens. There's the 4-stroke of Bartolini. Then behind him, it's still Kees van der Ven. Things are beginning to sort themselves out now. 88, that's David Winnants. He's had a good ride. And Mervyn Anstey, well, made up for that first race disappointment, number 12. The rest of the pack come through. The heat really starting to get to these riders. There's Gherkins, number 3. He's up to 8th place at the moment, despite that opening crash. We start picking up some of the slower riders. There's Billy Lyles, always going through. Never give up, Billy Lyles. He finished 18th despite not having that front brake. Jobe picking off the back markers again. Looking very much like 1991 World 500cc champion. Martins now up into 2nd place on the KTM. Looking back for Malin. There he is, dropping now to 3rd. Number 9 behind him, Lundqvist. Comfortably there in 4th at the moment. Really just has to hang on. Number 13, that's Joe Martens. And bear in mind that these riders are battling for the top 8 to be automatically seeded in 1992. 7, he's in there as well, Van der Ven. And dropping back, Walter Bartolini on the Husaberg, the 4-stroke, and the only one. Anstey, number 12, under some pressure at the moment from number 85, that's Ronnie Woesterraad. But there's Gherkins. Well, he kept his head down to finish 8th overall in the race. Sulzer, 27 going through. Well, they sort themselves out through the trees here at Namur. There's Lyles. Said with no front brake, that really is no envious tasker down these hills. Jobe, the Belgium, coming home in front of his home fans to win the 2nd moto here at the Belgium Grand Prix. Martins in 2nd. We look back, it should indeed be the Kawasaki Teamster, number 11, Paul Malin there in 3rd, and indeed it is. Well, Malin pulls into the cheers of his team, and there indeed is the team manager, Alec Wright, with the bottle of water. And believe you me, in the temperatures that we've had here today of 80-odd degrees, he really will enjoy and need that refreshing drink. Well, the interviews take place here on the rostrum as Jacky Martens decides for an early hair wash and a face wash to get the sand and the muck off his face before they start the camera call. There indeed is Mr. Johnson, Billy Lyles' sponsor. So the top 3, it's Martins, Jobe and Malin.